Hi friends, host Eric here, host Talking with Famous People. And let me start with a disclaimer. Here's what I'm doing. Yes, I'm giving them attention. Okay? Yes, I've been provoked into responding or something like that. Remember, this is what I'm doing right now, as I'm feeling it right now today. Uh, Obviously, people posting idiotic comments can only sustain my interest for so long. So this happens periodically. I've commented on Jeff Shaw's bullshit before. I think it's possible Jeff Shaw is the same person who wrote that toxic FE thing, although I don't have any proof of that. And I've speculated before that might be the lady from Rational Typology. Regardless, it's one of those. I mean, this is the same sort of comment as I dealt with before. And you can see here, Jeff Shaw says, I think it's obvious that your intelligence is born from insecurities. And like some of your viewers have tried to express, it's obvious. Okay, so let's say my intelligence is born from insecurity. Let's say I were to just straight up concede that, okay? So is my intelligence less valuable then? Or is it less capable? Is it less intelligent? Is it more or less likely to be able to parse out the correct understanding of cognitive functions, for example? When Jeff Shaw says it's obvious, I think I kind of get him a little bit in this instance. Like, okay, obviously he's a hater, and obviously he's very insecure, but it occurred to me this is probably what he's trying to get at, and I'll read it down here in a second. By doing videos like this, your intelligence falls short. So it's a good example of FI distortion. How does my intelligence fall short? Like, in other words, you're saying the choice to do a video that responds to a comment that's bullshit is inherently unintelligent, or that responding to comments that are bullshit make me less intelligent? That my response here is a non-intelligent response? Like, what do you actually mean? I mean, he doesn't know what the fuck. I mean, he's just trying to attack me, right? And in fact, it's a good example of FI distortion. What's the FI distorting? You say it's distorting my judgment about what I'm saying? Except if it were, you'd be able to point to something I said that was an example of a poorly adjudicated matter. Instead, you just make the claim and project your own insecurity onto me. So, let's read this. This is my response to him. So, what is it exactly that FI is distorting? If my intelligence is born from insecurity, then is being insecure a generally good way to increase intelligence, or is it just my special trick? You might authentically be mistaking third slot FE for insecurity. I do care about managing people's perceptions, both of me and of the arguments. That's part of what it means to have FE as an absolute value. So think about the following. Are you understanding FE third as inherently insecure, or do you actually believe that I'm insecure independent of this implicit expression of my type? To answer the preceding question, you can operationalize your BS by establishing a baseline as per over here, Eric, we see a secure ENTP named Mia. He differs from you in affect, behavior, reactivity, etc. in the following manner, and that difference is the thing to which I am ascribing the word insecure onto you. But here's the thing. Yes, I do respond to stuff. Yes, my buttons can get pushed. And Jeff Shaw is insecure and projecting. But also this. I'm actually not insecure, if it matters at all. It's tempting to say, then why write all this, Eric? But we already know why. Because I clean up trash when it's directed at me sometimes. And Jeff Shaw spews pure trash. So, the fact that you can provoke me to respond to your bullshit and call it for what it is not proof of your point, right? What your point is very unclear. You seem to have the point that I'm insecure, but how that impacts my intelligence, or how intelligence can be born of insecurity, is not clear. I think you're actually not totally off base about that. In other words, part of the reason why ENTP is so intelligent in a way that's obvious to other people is because we have third slot FE and NI. So we're talking about validating on these universals, which means external validation. So yeah, it's kind of true that, like, being a show-offy ENTP guy is born of insecurity in some sense, if you assume that treating FE as an absolute value is fundamentally a sign of insecurity. But if you're honest about the equation, you have to say, okay, well, let's look at a set of ENTPs and determine what a secure ENTP looks like, what an insecure ENTP looks like, and compare those examples we found against Eric to see. He's not interested in doing any kind of honest anything. He's just interested in attacking me. But good job, Jeff Shaw. You got this response. If you think that this is an example of FI distortion, well, I mean, I guess it distorted my plans, right? We were going to go to the Whippet store until I read your comment. Now I made this video. I'm going to upload it real quick and publish it, and then we're going to go to the Whippet store. So you're right. By provoking my emotions, you disrupted my schedule and delayed us getting Whippets for a bit, and delayed us starting a live stream later for a bit. So, congratulations, mighty powerful Jeff Shaw. You have made my FI disrupt something. However, it's not disrupting my judgment of your bullshit at all, obviously. I use the same approach to adjudicating things that I always use, whether it matters a lot to me or not, which is I do a straight up logical calculus of things and point out when things are incredibly obviously bullshit. Like, it's obvious your intelligence is born from insecurities, and like some of your viewers have tried to express, it's obvious. I mean, that's not even an argument, right? I made your case for you better than I did. But of course, when I make the case, then you have to kind of go, oh, is that really insecurity or is that just third slot FE, right? You have to be honest, but you're not an honest person. Now, if you think this, once again, is an example of my intelligence falling short, then explain to me, was I unintelligent in choosing to make the video? Was I unintelligent in my analysis within the video? Am I made collectively or generally less intelligent overall as a human being because of expressing these thoughts? Is my judgment impaired because I'm so emotionally engaged with this thing? I'm not that emotionally engaged with it. You're not that interesting. As soon as I'm done with this and publish it, I'm going to forget about it. I'm going to joke around about whatever on the way to the Whippet store. Insecure. No. Sorry, I'm just not. That's just the truth. It's like if you're really grasping at straws. I'm usually called by people, the critique is almost always I'm too arrogant, right? That I'm too sure of myself. I have too little self-doubt in some regard. And you might say, well, that's just a blustery display to cover up your insecurity. Okay, whatever. That's why these kind of fucking ridiculous critiques aren't even critiques. It's like, so what if I am insecure? Let's say you're completely right. What's your point? I'm insecure, and my intelligence is born of that. So what's your point? Am I wrong? Should I hate myself? Do I need psychotherapy? It's like fucking... The thing is, Jeff Shaw, you clearly think that one of these times it's going to work, despite the fact that it keeps blowing up in your stupid face. It's not ever going to work. You're never going to sneak it past me. You're never going to outsmart me. Okay? You're always going to be jealous and hateful and project your own insecurity onto me until you have your come to Jesus moment with yourself, one way or the other. So, good luck with that. You won't get much more attention from me for a while.